We'll start with our pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome everyone. And for those of you who haven't heard, the Pierz Pioneers won 4-3 tonight over Annandale. So with that being said, we'll look to approve the minutes from our March 11th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Kyle, seconded by Lynn to approve the March 11th meeting minutes. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Any additions to the agenda?
Yes, so there was a typo. I put city cell phone policy, is actually city credit card policies. That's just a clerical error, and Mr. Toby Ian would like to be added to the agenda. He said he can be added to the bottom or wherever you guys want to put him.
How about right before the department reports? That work, Toby?
Is that okay, Toby?
Yeah. Okay, anything else?
No, not this time.
Okay, I look for a motion to approve the new agenda.
I'll make
Dave,
that
did you
motion.
say March 11th or May 11th?
I said March 11th. That's a typo. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
I'm just reading what's in front of me. I'm not
Sure,
smart
no,
enough
no.
to figure out what really today is.
I just thought
But it is the May 11th meeting.
thought it was
You're
a-
right.
Way to pay
Verbal
attention,
error.
Todd.
You guys are just testing this.
Yeah.
Making sure
Making sure
everybody's
you're listening.
listening.
All right. I need that motion, so we need just a second on
Okay.
the agenda.
The motion's been made to approve the new agenda.
I'll second.
Seconded by, motion made by Donnie, seconded by Kyle. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's start with the regular agenda then, planning and zoning. We had a public hearing earlier, so now we're looking to make the motions to change that ordinance first. Sorry, Jim. Any questions on that ordinance? We had a public hearing, as was required earlier this evening. If there's no further questions, we'd love to make for a motion to approve that.
First amendment would be part 3, establishment of districts.
We'd have to approve both of them separately, is what Nicole was stating.
Yes, please.
So,
I will make the motion to establish the district. Who's going to do that first?
motion is made by Donnie to establish the new district, seconded by
I'll second.
Kyle. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Then a motion to
Part 13.
approve chapter, part
Make a motion
13.
to make the changes to Chapter 14, Part 13, General Requirements.
Motion's made to change the chapter 14, part 13 general requirements by Lynn and seconded by
I'll second that.
Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Okay. Also, we had a public hearing in regard to TIF financing for RTO. So at this time, Kyle, we'll have you recuse yourself from the table. Kyle, again, a member of the RTO staff. So if there's any questions, if not, we'll look for an approval to approve the TIF district number 1-11.
I will make the motion to approve TIF District 1-11.
Motion made by Donnie and seconded by?
I will second that.
Seconded by Lynn. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously.
Can we approve the resolution?
Okay?
Yeah, resolution 529-2019-1.
And we're not going to read that. That's a very long
It's very long.
resolution.
We don't have to read it.
Okay. So we also need a motion to approve resolution number 529-2019-01.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Lynn, seconded by?
Me. I was wondering how long I should wait, maybe like Kyle.
Me or just me?
Don. Yeah, me.
Made by Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously.
Thank you.
Come on back, Kyle.
Kind of easy when there's just the two of you, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome Kyle back to the table. Thanks, Kyle. That takes care of our work sessions we had earlier. Building permits. Now, Jim, you can come and join us. Sorry for making you wait so long.
It's up on deck.
And again, once again, thank you to Jason Murray and Carol Anderson and Mo Durham who are here with RTO and the work you guys have done on this. And we think it's a great deal. We're reestablishing 2 rundown properties in the south end of town, and we're going to have a nice business there and a nice business in town with hiring professional employees. So, well done, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. And I'll be in touch. So.
Sorry, Jim. Now,
We have 4 permits. The first one is for Miles McGrath, 206 3rd Avenue Northwest. He has a garage behind his house, and we'd like to just move it straight back 18 feet, add on to the concrete, because it's so close behind his house that one half of it, you can't get in it at all. When we're back out, they run into the house, and he just wants to slide it straight back. It's no problem.
so is he moving an existing shed?
He's moving his current garage.
But it,
18 feet straight back.
So he's not rebuilding a new one?
He's not
just moving
rebuilding
this
it.
one?
He just wants to, he said he found someone that's gonna put the concrete back there, just lift this one up.
Okay.
And slide it straight back so that he's gonna get around his house better to get in the garage. It's so close that you can't get around there. If you look at it from the front, half the garage is behind his house. And it's only 14 feet from his house, and there's no way you can
Get a vehicle.
I think that would have been figured out when they made that garage there, but
Jimmy?
this is the way that is, I guess.
Don't be thinking.
Not big to think, that's for sure. Just not paid, that's all. Country Place, a fence permit for Country Place. They have a small storage shed that's 8 by 12, I believe, and on the east side of it, they want to make a 8-foot wide by 12-foot long length shed, privacy fence to store stuff behind. And that's not a problem here. Then we have 2 concrete permits. Keith Harold on 206 Edwards Street South. They want to remove a patio behind their house, not a patio, a deck. It's real low, it's only 1 step down from the house, I think, or 2 steps down. 14 by 38 feet, and this put cement in, make a cement patio out of it, and a 5-foot by 30-foot sidewalk along the house. Now it's, I think, 3 feet wide, but there's 2 feet between your house, and he just wants to take that out, put it in the house. We don't have any problem with that either. And then Horizon Health has a concrete permit in also, in their courtyard, that's up behind their building, inside that white picket fence they have there. They want to add on to their patio a 6-foot by 33-foot strip in front of the patio. It's up inside their fence there, and that's not a problem. It's standard things. So those are the only ones that we have.
Thank you, Jim. Any questions on the building permits?
No, I'd make the motion to approve all 4.
Motion by Lynn to approve the building permits as presented. Seconded by Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Right of first refusal in current industrial park no longer offered. Let me give you a little update on that. We only have 2 lots left out there. Smude had a right of first refusal on that, or I should say Midwest. Processing. That has, Midwest sales. That has run out. They have indicated that they're not interested in renewing that. We did get approached by an individual that were possibly interested in building up the industrial park as well. They're not ready for a couple of years. At a work session, we had a general discussion on it, and the consensus was that we don't want to tie these up with right of first refusals when there's only 2 left, in case we have a business that wants to come in and build immediately. If somebody had a year's permit to right of first refusal, they could hold on to that and yet have another year on it before they actually built. So that was our thinking behind that. So I think we would just need a motion to go forward with that if that's what we decide to do.
I'll make that motion that we no longer offer it.
Motion made by Donnie and seconded by
I'll second.
Kyle to no longer offer right of first refusal, trying to think of the right word, in the industrial park. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Credit card policy. As also in a work session, we had talked about having credit card available for certain employees to use when they're purchasing items, rather than having to carry cash or to write personal checks and then have it reimbursed, specifically purchasing things for the golf course, for the clubhouse, possibly things that Bob might have to purchase in that regard. We have done some work on that. Nicole, do you want to give us the further update on what the rules will be?
Yeah, so actually, with discussing at the workshop, we will have no purchases over $1,000 without approval from the council. There will be a limit of $2,500. It says exceptions may be granted to appropriate personnel by approval from the city council, so if we need to make exceptions, we can change that in the future. Initially, we were gonna do, individual employees would have their own credit card, but you guys decided against that, so we'll have one, maybe two credit cards here at City Hall with a sign-up sheet that they can come and get and then return when they're done with their receipt. Before we can actually have a credit card, we have to have a policy in place.
So I would look at it this time to have a motion to approve the credit card policy.
I'll make a motion to approve the credit card policy.
Motion made by Kyle, seconded by
I'll second that.
Lynn to approve the city credit card policy. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Park shelter donation request. We have a request from the Boys and Girls Club for July 22nd, 2019 to use which shelter? One of the shelters.
That's a good question. Is it south?
North, shelter says north.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
In the past, for everybody's reference, in the past, we have donated the shelter to nonprofit type organizations like Girls Clubs, Scouting Clubs, Commercial Club, and we have not donated it to individuals and or to personal businesses. So, carrying with that policy that we've had in the past, any discussion or input on donating to the Boys and Girls Club?
This is on Monday?
Yes.
So it shouldn't be an issue. It's like during the week. I think
It's
they
also
fall
during the
under
week,
our nonprofit status.
Yeah.
So I would approve of that, so.
July 22nd is a Monday, yes. Motion made by Kyle to approve the donation of using the park shelter for the Boys and Girls Club on July 22nd. Seconded by
I'll second that.
Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Okay, we have to look to have a public hearing for our Chapter 10 Cable TV franchise amendment. We currently have a agreement with them, a franchise agreement with them. It's dated back in 1980s, early 1980s. Our attorney has been working with their attorney to update that and to basically scrap the old one and create a new one, is the plan.
Yep, so it's we have an ordinance in place, and then within the ordinance it's an agreement, and the agreement expired April of 2019. So we started working on a new one in lieu of, then it was, the previous ordinance was from the late 80s. So kind of get up to date, and it currently isn't able to be edited. It's a picture of a thing in a Word document, so.
So it's done with some obsolete software is what you're saying.
Yes, so get that updated and kind of current with what's going on, and pretty close. We will need to have a public hearing because we will be amending the ordinance.
Yeah, so we would have to have a public hearing for that, and we're looking at June 24th, which is our next council meeting at 6:30.
My understanding is we're not going to be changing much. It's just updating it into a new getting it more current with some
Proper
new
language
age.
and stuff.
Yeah, proper language, yes.
Okay. So I would look for a motion to approve the public hearing on June 24th.
I'll make
Unless
that
that doesn't
motion.
work for people.
It's fine.
Okay.
Do we need a motion for that, or do we
Yeah,
just need to
yeah.
agree, or?
Motion to call the public
Yep,
hearing.
I'm sorry. Motion made by Lynn for the public hearing on a cable TV franchise amendment on June 24th at 6:30. Seconded by Donnie. All in favor indicate by stating aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Then the last item there is just an FYI. Washington County has sent out to us and notified us that in 2023 or 2024, there's going to be road construction starting on, I believe, 4th Avenue North and the north end of Pierz, going all the way north to
County line.
doing the county line, yep.
County line, put this
And
in.
then 2 miles starting south of Genola and going 2 miles further south.
Yep.
And if anybody's driven to Brainerd in the last year or two, you realize it's a pretty rough road.
Your teeth are probably shaking out.
So that's just an FYI, they've informed us to make that public notice, so.
Better off taking gravel road all the way.
That's a few years away, yeah, so.
Nice that they give you one, 3/4 ton.
Toby?
I just had a couple of financial things I'd like to ask the council about.
Okay.
You know, I guess as a taxpayer, I'm a little concerned, and I was hoping that I could get some type of answer from the council. You know, we've had money sitting in the city checking account for the last 10 months now, collecting no interest. I know I pushed hard last year. I was told that at the beginning of the first of the year, the money would be transferred into some type of interest-bearing account. Lo and behold, we're almost 6 months now into the new year, and we still have money in the checkbook, and which is collecting zero money in interest for the taxpayers. I'd like to know how you justify that.
Well, okay.
That money could have been sitting in there while you were negotiating whatever you wanted to do as far as looking around for different places with money.
Yes, first of all, we don't feel we have much more than 6 months worth of money in there to start with, and we are going to be making a...
Dave, last June.
You recommended
last
that we
August.
have 9 months in there. I recommended 6. We're in between there right now. We will be doing something with that money within the next 30 days.
Why hasn't it been done up to this point?
Because we were entertaining the possibility of changing banks.
Dave, for the last 10 months, that money could have and should have been sitting in a CD. And there was at least 80,000 last year, close to 100. And I'm not sure after the beginning of the year, which I know you guys were carrying a hefty balance, why that money that you could easily estimate out what your bills are going to be is not sitting in an interest-bearing account. But yet, last fall, you standing there raising your hands, we have to raise taxes, we need the money, okay? But yet you're going to squander this much interest away. I don't understand it.
Well, we're working on that issue. We'll have
That's answer, yeah.
it resolved within 30 days.
That's answer.
Anything else?
Yeah. Speaking of finances, you know, I offered about $40,000 worth of free services to the city in the inspections of our rental properties. At no charge to the city. That offer, I was supposed to get a call back 3 months ago in 3 hours, which I never received, so that offer has been rescinded. I think that if it's not important to the city, then as an individual, why should it be important? Linda, you got a grin on your face, you care to comment? I would think so, because now that $40,000, unless you scrap the policy, which we spend hundreds of hours and money creating, is gonna have to be dumped. either that or the taxpayers are gonna have to pick up another $40,000 worth of inspection fees. I just, some of the financial things that are going on, I just shake my head at, I can't figure out.
We did discuss your offer at a workshop. We hadn't gotten to the point where we were working on anything on that yet, Toby. No decision had been made. We had done a change of course on our apartment buildings, or the apartment building we have. We've decided to hold on to that for our fire department use down the road. And with that, we've been looking at the people, getting companies in to do the leasing and the renting of them. And with that, they would do the inspections of that apartment building, which was our biggest concern immediately at this time. We are still working on a rental policy.
Oh, that
rental
policy's
inspection
been done.
policy.
That policy's been done for a better part of a year. We just didn't have any enforcement, that was the problem.
Don't know that it's been completed. Has it completed?
We have a rental ordinance in place.
We have a rental
yes.
ordinance in place,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But we haven't done any inspection policy.
No, there
The
is one in
inspection
place.
policy is part of the policy.
Yes, but we don't have a rental inspector to do it. Our current building official does not do the inspection.
Okay. So that's still, I mean, nothing's been determined there yet.
That's all I got.
Okay. Department reports. No Chris, no Eric, Bob.
Good evening. First of all, thank you for that work Nicole did on the credit card policy and the ability to have a credit card to charge something without dipping into our own account is going to be helpful. So thank you for that. Memorial weekend was pretty stressful for all of us down there with the rain and the flooding and all that, but we ended up losing 4 sites on our regular camping. Kind of jammed everybody else where we could. We did rent out 6 primitive sites. Those people were really happy with it. It was quiet. They booked 5 nights over 4th of July weekend, 4 sites. So I mean, people like it because it's quiet, but
Use it, yeah.
Yep.
it's kind of exciting that way. We turned down a lot of camping that week. I mean, just 10 to 15 calls we turned down. We're full. We can't handle it. So we continue to have a need for camping, I guess. It's just like sure. On the electric part, Dave, Don, and myself went up to Grand Rapids and had that kickoff meeting with me. So I don't know if you covered that in the workshop at all, but it was kind of the first initial kickoff meeting. They meet as a board once a month, and then annually all the municipals as part of that agency are going to meet. So, another thing on the electric, we've had a few outages, mostly from Minnesota Power transmission lines. We did send some info out to the customers just to let them know kind of some do's and don'ts during power outages and making sure our information is out there for our customers. So trying to keep that out there. Other than that, that's all I had.
Okay. Thank you very much. As well. Nicole.
Yes, the first thing on there, I handed out to everybody a transfer from the dedicated to the checking account. They're both the transfers are one for the police department to purchase a police car, and then for the fire department remodel. I'm looking to transfer their dedicated funds into the checking to make those payments. And the total transfer amount would be $63,346.75. And I've broken it down. I've got both the dedicated funds listed there for the police as well as the fire department. And the fire hall remodel was a total of $107,372.62. And we do have a cost share with PRAPA. So the total city cost is $53,686.31. Just so everybody's aware of all that.
Do we need a motion to transfer those?
We need a motion to approve the full transfer, yes.
I'll make the motion to approve $63,346.75 from the police and fire combined.
Motion made by Donnie, seconded by
I'll second.
Kyle. All in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Anything else, Nicole?
Yes, I would actually like to schedule a finance committee meeting to discuss farmers and merchants. Also that they came in today at 4:30 for
Yeah.
interest rates and stuff, so.
We did get a response back just today.
Yeah, actually right at 4:30.
4:30
Sharon came
today.
over here, so.
So, back to a little bit of what Toby had brought up about the money in the checking account. Over the process, we have negotiated at least a 0.5% higher interest rate than what we've ever had before here, or in the last few years. So, any money we've lost by not having that money in a higher interest-bearing account, we are now going to retain by having it in a higher bearing interest.
The money could have been in an interest-bearing account this whole time, Dave, that's the problem.
But there's a lot of paperwork to set
That
some
would lock
CDs
it up.
up to just take it back out.
Isn't that your responsibility as a city council? But Farmers and Merchants charges $0 to take that money in and out, there's
They've
absolutely no
been kind
penalty.
enough to do that, but they do
Absolutely.
have policies.
Okay.
Why would we
Always been
blindly?
a city policy.
Issues over, guys. Anything else?
It's an issue you guys need to address.
We've been addressing it.
No, you haven't.
Not to your satisfaction, but we've been
No,
addressing
you
it.
haven't.
We've been working on it for 6 months. Anything else, anybody?
I'll make them,
I would just like to schedule a finance.
Oh,
committee
Oh,
you're doing
yes,
finance,
If we
yes.
could.
yes.
What works for you guys? Linda? You're the hardest working one here.
I think any night this coming week, I think we should do it sooner than later.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any night.
Third. We
What's
do
that?
a Monday. Does it
Monday's
Monday?
tough. Monday's, yeah, Monday's tough.
Tuesday of week, so. Wednesday?
Tuesday is,
Tuesday of-
Don't you have,
yeah, but we have baseball, so I don't have league, but we can do it at 5
On which day?
Tuesday
For me,
or Thursday.
Let's see.
I'm good, doesn't matter. We just have to be able to go home.
Tuesday or
take care of the
Thursday
dogs
would
or
work,
something.
probably.
both of those work for me.
Yeah, Tuesday would work better than, Tuesday would work the best, yeah.
Tuesday.
What
Okay, you do
time?
5?
I think so, yeah.
5:15?
5:15 would probably be a little bit better.
Okay.
And then that way, we can discuss that proposal and then also make a look at some budget stuff too while we're out here.
Sure. Okay. So, budget meeting at 5:15
On the 4th,
on the 4th.
Tuesday the 4th. Perfect.
We don't need a motion for that, do we?
No, I just wanted to get that in there so we can get
Okay.
it going. And that's all that I really have. Been working on quite a bit of things, so hopefully we'll have more coming up
Okay.
in the near future.
All right.
I'll make the motion to adjourn then, because that's all we're doing before.
Motion been made to adjourn by Donnie,
Cost me my job.
seconded by
I'll second.
Kyle. All in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen and lady.
They took to say at the racetrack, it's always lady, because it's always, this year was only one, so it's always lady in general.
Speaking of the race